What if you could build a city that touched the clouds? A city so amazing that nothing like it existed on Earth. Well, there once lived a people who did just that. They were the strongest humans who ever walked this earth. They could carry huge rocks like we carry small stones. They built massive pillars that reached toward the sky. But they had one big problem. They forgot to thank Allah for their amazing gifts. This is the incredible story of Prophet Hud alayhi salam and a mighty civilization that vanished into the sands of time. Long ago, after the time of Prophet Nuh alayhi salam, there lived a powerful tribe called Ad. Allah blessed them with everything you could imagine. They were tall and strong, some say as tall as palm trees. They lived in a beautiful land called Al-Ahqaf, between Yemen and Oman, where they built amazing cities. The Quran tells us about their home.
واذكر أخا عاد إذ أنذر قومه بالأحقاف وقد خلت النذر من بين يديه ومن خلفه.
And remember the brother of Ad, when he warned his people in Al-Ahqaf? They had green gardens, flowing streams, and the best farmland anyone had ever seen. They were master builders who could cut into mountains to make huge houses. But instead of thanking Allah for these gifts, they became proud. They started to worship idols they made with their own hands. They thought they were the most powerful people in the world, and no one could tell them what to do. That's when Allah chose someone special from among them, a wise and kind man named Prophet Hud alayhi salam. He would try to guide these people back to the right path, but would they listen? Have you ever felt different from everyone around you? That's how young Hud alayhi salam felt growing up. In a city full of proud people, he was humble. In streets filled with idol worshippers, his heart knew there was only one true God. Born into a noble family, Hud alayhi salam was special from the start. He came from the blessed lineage of Prophet Nuh alayhi salam. Even as a child, he was different. While other kids played with toy idols, he would look up at the sky and wonder about the one who created everything. People loved Hud alayhi salam. He grew up to be a handsome man with reddish fair skin and a large beard. But it wasn't just his looks that drew people to him. It was his character. He never lied. He never cheated. When he made a promise, he kept it. The people of Ad trusted him completely. But something made Hud alayhi salam heart heavy. Every day he watched his people become more proud. They would point to their tall buildings and say, "Who is stronger than us?" They had everything: big houses, beautiful gardens, strong bodies, but they forgot to thank Allah for these gifts. Instead, they worshipped idols made of stone. They thought these statues would bring them good luck. Young Hud alayhi salam knew this was wrong. He waited patiently, praying in his heart. He didn't know it yet, but Allah had chosen him for something big, something that would test everything he had: his patience, his courage, and his faith. What was this great test? And how would the proud people of Ad react when they heard what he had to say? The answer would change everything. Think of the bravest person you know. Now imagine being asked to stand up and tell your whole city they're wrong. That's exactly what happened when Allah chose Prophet Hud alayhi salam as his messenger. The moment of his first revelation changed everything. The Quran tells us this special moment.
وإلى عاد أخاهم هودا قال يا قوم اعبدوا الله ما لكم من إله غيره أفلا تتقون.
And to Ad, we sent their brother Hud. He said, "O my people, worship Allah. You have no other God but Him. Will you not fear Allah?" At first, many laughed. Some called him a liar. But Prophet Hud alayhi salam had a secret weapon, his beautiful way of talking to people. He didn't shout. He didn't get angry. Instead, he reminded them of Allah's gifts.
قال يا قوم أرأيتم إن كنت على بينة من ربي وآتاني منه رحمة فمن ينصرني من الله إن عصيته.
O my people, have you considered, if I am upon clear evidence from my Lord, while he has given me mercy from himself? His message was simple. Allah alone deserves worship. The idols can't help or hurt anyone. Be thankful for Allah's blessings. Stop being proud and start being kind. Some people started listening. His family and close friends were the first to believe. Each day, a few more people would secretly come to learn from him. But this made the city's leaders very worried. Prophet Hud, alayhi salam, kept teaching with patience and hope. He told them, "Look at your strong bodies, your beautiful buildings, your green gardens. Who gave you all this? Not these stone idols. Allah did. So why thank the stones instead of thanking Allah?" The proud leaders would angrily reply,
وما نحن بتاركي آلهتنا عن قولك وما نحن لك بمؤمنين.
"And we will not leave our gods on your say-so, and we will not believe in you." Every day the split grew bigger between those who believed and those who didn't. A storm was coming, not just the wind that would change everything, but a storm of events that would test everyone's faith. Would the city of Ad listen to their prophet, or would they keep challenging Allah until it was too late? The answer would shock everyone. Before we see what happens next, take a moment to hit that subscribe button and notification bell. Just like Prophet Hud, alayhi salam, shared Allah's message with his people, we're sharing these important stories with you. Help us spread this beautiful message by liking and sharing this video. Now, let's continue with this amazing story. Have you ever stood up for what's right when everyone was against you? That's what Prophet Hud, alayhi salam, did every single day. The leaders of Ad didn't just disagree with him. They tried everything to stop him. They called him names. They said he was crazy. The Quran tells us their exact words.
قالوا يا هود ما جئتنا ببينة وما نحن بتاركي آلهتنا عن قولك وما نحن لك بمؤمنين.
They said, "O Hud, you have not brought us any clear proof, and we will not leave our gods just because you say so, and we don't believe you." But Hud, alayhi salam, stayed calm. He answered them with wisdom.
قال يا قوم ليس بي سفاهة ولكني رسول من رب العالمين.
O my people, I am not foolish. I am a messenger from the Lord of all worlds. The rich and powerful people tried to scare others away from him. They would say, "If you follow Hud, you'll lose everything." Some people who secretly believed in his message were afraid to show it. But Hud, alayhi salam, kept teaching with kindness. He never asked for money or power. He would tell them,
يا قوم لا أسألكم عليه أجرا إن أجري إلا على الذي فطرني أفلا تعقلون.
"O my people, I don't ask you for any payment. My reward is only from the one who created me. Won't you understand?" Days turned into months, and months into years. The leaders of Ad became more angry. They started making evil plans. "Bring us this punishment you warn about," they challenged. "If you're telling the truth." Little did they know, their challenge would bring an answer from Allah that nobody expected. A test was coming that would show everyone who was really telling the truth. What happens when people keep refusing to listen to Allah's warnings? The story of Ad teaches us this important lesson. First, Allah sent them clear signs to make them think. Everything started with a drought. The rain stopped falling. The green gardens began to dry up. The streams had less and less water. This was Allah's first warning. Prophet Hud, alayhi salam, told his people,
وَيَا قَوْمِ اسْتَغْفِرُوا رَبَّكُمْ ثُمَّ تُوبُوا إِلَيْهِ يُرْسِلِ السَّمَاءَ عَلَيْكُمْ مِدْرَارًا.
O my people, ask forgiveness from your Lord and turn to him in repentance. He will send you rain in abundance. But the proud people of Ad just laughed. Our gods will bring back the rain, they said. But no rain came. Then they saw a huge dark cloud coming their way. The people got excited. Look, they shouted, the rain is coming. But Prophet Hud, alayhi salam, knew better. This wasn't a rain cloud. The Quran tells us what happened.
فلما رأوه عارضا مستقبل أوديتهم قالوا هذا عارض ممطرنا بل هو ما استعجلتم به ريح فيها عذاب أليم.
When they saw it as a cloud coming toward their valleys, they said, "This is a cloud bringing us rain. No, it is what you were asking to be hastened, a wind carrying a painful punishment." For 8 terrifying days and 7 scary nights, a mighty wind blew. The Quran describes it.
وَأَمَّا عَادٌ فَأُهْلِكُوا بِرِيحٍ صَرْصَرٍ عَاتِيَةٍ سَخَّرَهَا عَلَيْهِمْ 7 لَيَالٍ و8 أيام حسوما.
And as for Ad, they were destroyed by a furious wind that Allah imposed upon them for 7 nights and 8 days in succession. This wind was unlike anything they had ever seen. It was so strong it could lift their huge bodies into the air like leaves. Their tall buildings couldn't protect them. But Allah saved Prophet Hud, alayhi salam, and those who believed in him.
ولما جاء أمرنا نجينا هودا والذين آمنوا معه برحمة منا.
So when our command came, we saved Hud and those who believed with him by mercy from us. When the wind finally stopped, the mighty civilization of Ad was no more. Their beautiful cities were buried in sand. The Quran says they looked
كأنهم أعجاز نخل خاوية.
as if they were hollow trunks of palm trees fallen down. The story wasn't over yet. What happened to Prophet Hud alayhi salam and the believers after this? Their journey would teach us one final important lesson. What do you do after Allah saves you from a mighty storm? Prophet Hud alayhi salam and his followers had to start a new life. Their old homes were gone, buried under mountains of sand. But they had something better. They had their faith and each other. After the storm, Prophet Hud alayhi salam led his people to a new home in Hadramaut. The Quran tells us how Allah blessed those who believed.
تلك القرى نقص عليك من أنبائها ولقد جاءتهم رسلهم بالبينات فما كانوا ليؤمنوا بما كذبوا من قبل كذلك يطبع الله على قلوب الكافرين.
These are the towns whose stories we tell you. Their messengers came to them with clear proofs, but they would not believe what they had denied before. This is how Allah seals the hearts of disbelievers. In their new home, Prophet Hud, alayhis salam, and his followers built a peaceful community. They lived simple lives, always remembering to thank Allah for their blessings. Prophet Hud, alayhis salam, spent his remaining years teaching people about Allah's mercy and justice. Today, in Hadramaut, there's a place called Qabr Hud, the grave of Prophet Hud, alayhis salam. People still visit it to remember this great prophet. But his real legacy isn't in a building or a place. It's in the lessons he taught us. Real strength isn't about big muscles or tall buildings. It's about having a strong faith. Allah's gifts are blessings we should be thankful for, not things to be proud about. Being patient and kind, even when people are mean to you, is true courage. The Quran reminds us why Allah tells us these stories.
لقد كان في قصصهم عبرة لأولي الألباب.
Indeed, in their stories is a lesson for people of understanding. So next time you see a tall building or feel proud of being strong, remember Prophet Hud, alayhis salam. Remember that true greatness comes from being humble before Allah. After all, even the mightiest civilization in history couldn't stand against a wind sent by Allah. And that's why, over 4,000 years later, we still tell the story of Prophet Hud, alayhis salam, the prophet who stood firm when the strongest wind in history blew. Have you ever wondered how to talk to people about what's right? Prophet Hud, alayhis salam, was a master at this. His way of teaching can help us even today. When Prophet Hud, alayhis salam, spoke to his people, he used a special approach that touched hearts. He never shouted or got angry. Instead, he spoke with such wisdom that even those who disagreed with him had to listen. The Quran shows us his beautiful way of speaking.
قال يا قوم أرأيتم إن كنت على بينة من ربي ورزقني منه رزقا حسنا.
O my people, have you considered, if I am upon clear proof from my Lord, while he has provided me with a good provision from him? Notice how he always called them my people with love, even when they rejected him. He made things easy to understand by using examples from their daily life, their buildings, their gardens, their strength. When people challenged him, he stayed calm and patient, showing that true strength isn't in winning arguments, but in winning hearts. Behind the great prophet was a family man who faced the same challenges we face today. Prophet Hud, alayhis salam, had a wife and children who supported his mission through the hardest times. Every day, he balanced his duty as Allah's messenger with being a loving husband and father. The hardest test came when some of his own relatives rejected his message. Imagine seeing people you love choose the wrong path. This was Prophet Hud, alayhis salam's daily pain. But he showed us something amazing. You can love your family while staying true to your faith. He never stopped caring for them, never stopped praying for their guidance, and never let their rejection shake his belief in Allah. After Allah saved the believers from the punishment of Ad, Prophet Hud, alayhis salam, led them to a new beginning in Hadramaut. Starting fresh wasn't easy, but he taught them how to build a community based on faith, not pride. Unlike the mighty Ad, they built modest homes and focused on building strong hearts instead of tall buildings. In this new community, everyone helped each other. They shared what they had and thanked Allah every day for their blessings. Prophet Hud, alayhis salam, showed them that true success isn't about having the biggest house or the most money. It's about having peace in your heart and good people around you. In the peaceful valleys of Hadramaut, Prophet Hud, alayhis salam, spent his final years teaching and guiding people. Those who survived the punishment never forgot what they had seen, and they raised their children with strong faith in Allah. People would travel from far away to learn from this wise prophet who had seen the rise and fall of the mightiest civilization. The Quran tells us how Allah honors such faithful prophets.
وَوَهَبْنَا لَهُم مِّن رَّحْمَتِنَا وَجَعَلْنَا لَهُمْ لِسَانَ صِدْقٍ عَلِيًّا.
And we granted them a high and true mention of honor. Even today, his grave in Hadramaut stands as a reminder of his legacy, visited by those who love him and want to remember his teachings. The story of Prophet Hud, alayhi salam, isn't just a tale from the past. It's full of lessons that matter right now. When we look at our own world of tall buildings and amazing technology, his message becomes even more important. He taught us that real power comes from faith, not from things we build or own. His patience shows us how to deal with people who disagree with us. And his family life teaches us how to balance our faith with our relationships. The Quran explains why these stories still matter today.
وَكُلًّا نَقُصُّ عَلَيْكَ مِنْ أَنبَاءِ الرُّسُلِ مَا نُثَبِّتُ بِهِ فُؤَادَكَ.
And all that we relate to you of the news of the messengers is that by which we make firm your heart. Just like Prophet Hud, alayhi salam, taught his people that a simple life with strong faith is better than all the riches without it, his story teaches us to look at our own lives differently. Maybe we're not building towers as tall as Ad, but we might still be forgetting to thank Allah for our blessings. His story reminds us that true success isn't in what we build up to the sky, but in how close we stay to Allah. If you learned something new about Prophet Hud, alayhi salam, today, help spread his inspiring story. Hit that like button and share this video with someone who might need these beautiful lessons. Want more stories about amazing prophets? Subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications. We post new videos every week that bring Islamic history to life. And remember, every share helps spread these important messages to others. Jazakallah khair for watching, and we'll see you in the next video, inshallah.